Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Medina Media. Today in our studios we have Sergeant Tumisang Moloto from the Erasmia Police Services, the South African Police Services in Erasmia, and he is the PR officer as well as a very active member. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Sabiri. Thanks for having me.
I believe that obviously over the few months that the crime has escalated, but the police are very worried about the serious crimes that has been perpetrated over the past few months.
Well, let me also greet our listeners. Thank you for the opportunity. Allow me just to express this concern to the public at large, to say that for the previous few months we had an increase on serious and violent crimes that would include your armed robberies, the housebreaking and house robberies. So we have seen a need to come here where we're going to get an opportunity to just engage with the public at large, also to sensitize them, to make them aware what is happening in their surroundings, just to also advise them on what to do should they get involved in those kind of serious incidents.
Yes, and we believe the serious incidents has been escalating over this time, and unfortunately, the people have maybe perhaps not reacted as well as they could if they were informed about these issues.
Yeah, it's very important to share information as we have our community WhatsApp group. So whatever that is happening within our communities, we are sharing that information. But also from our side, it is our responsibility to engage the residents, to make them aware of the challenges that is happening in the communities. So one of the challenges that we have is that you find that the residents, they are employing people that they don't have relevant documents. It's very important when you employ someone, you must do what we call a vetting. You must know where that person comes from, who are the next of kin, and also that those people, they must be in position of it could be an aslam, it could be a passport or a South African ID, so that whatever happens to that particular person, we know who and where to go.
Yes.
So the other challenge that we're having is that the things that are stolen during the housebreaking, your generators that are left unattended outside, your bicycles, you see those kind of items. Those are the ones that are being reported stolen. So we want to advise and encourage our residents, whenever they go to sleep at night, they must make sure that all the windows, all the doors, including the garage doors and the gates, are properly locked. And all those items that I just mentioned, they are also put in a safe place to avoid this kind of incidents.
Yes, yes, that's correct, Sergeant. Sergeant, also with regards to the vetting process, residents can do the vetting process at the Erasmia police station as well as the Logan police station.
Vetting process is very important. They can go to the nearest police
Yes.
station. There are police officers that are assigned to assist with the issue of vetting. It's very important because you cannot employ someone that you don't know where they are coming from. If something happens, when we come and we ask questions in terms of the investigations, then you are not in a position to then give us a clarity as to where this person comes from. And at some stage, you find that this person could assist us in
Yes.
terms of the investigation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a challenge that we also need to address.
Yes, so that is very important to the viewers out there, to the residents, wherever you are staying in South Africa, that whenever you hire somebody to work, whether it's part time, whether it's full time, please have the permitted documents as well as the vetting done, so that it makes the police job easier and more effective in terms of bringing the crime rate down and attending to such serious crimes. And then, Sergeant, there has been some serious crimes over the past few months. Would you want to touch on which serious crimes as they've been, and what the community members must look out for?
Well, we had a spike of the house robberies, where these suspects will get into the house. Normally, they will commit these kind of crimes using a firearm.
Okay.
So we are glad that here between Erasmia and Lodiam, we having these joint operational members from the EMS as well as the security companies. You see, working together with the police is very important. But one of the challenges that we have faced is that whenever there is this kind of a serious crime where a firearm was used, you find that people, they flock into the crime scene, they contaminate the crime scene, and that on its own is a challenge, because when we arrive at the scene, we expect the scene to be cordoned. Then we involve our experts in terms of evidence collection that can be used in a court of law, and or it could lead to the arrest of the suspect. So it's very important to cordon the scene. When we have the first responders on the scene, please ensure that the people inside there, they get medical attention, and we also come with our expert in terms of lifting the fingerprints and also cordoning the scene. So it's very important that we, on that part, we need to work together so that we can be in a position to then follow up information that could lead to the arrest of the suspects.
And one of the units that make the SAPS very effective in combating crime is the specialized unit, which needs to come in and assess the crime scene, look for clues, etc., etc. And the SAPS has this unit, and we appeal to residents, please allow the police to do their work, and please do not contaminate the crime scenes, because it's the police who has the specialized units.
That's true.
And you want to make the police work more effective.
That's true, yes.
So first responders and community members, etc., family members, how emotional it may be, but it is very important that we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
That's
and
true.
That we allow the crime scene to be clean,
Yes.
so that the police can come in and work effectively.
Yes, because just to get in there, it's very important that the first few hours after the crime is committed, it's very important that the police, they gather information, we follow up positive leads, and also evidence collection in the crime scene is very important. So contaminating the crime scene, it also jeopardizes the investigation. But I want to believe that we as the South African Police, we are working nicely with our residents, with our counterparts from the EMS as well as the local security companies. So we want to strengthen this relationship, so that we want to from here we confront these criminals as a collectively. So
Yes.
so it's very important that we continue working together.
Yeah, that is very important message, to continue to work together as a community, as people obviously who want to really fight crime. And Sergeant, also another message is that no matter how long ago the crime has been committed, maybe it's a few hours or so, it's very important for whether it's the homeowner or those people who have come, neighbors, etc., who have come to a crime scene,
That's
it's
right.
very important for them to call the police first.
That's very important. That is very important. And I also want to raise this issue. When we go to our complexes or shopping malls, it is very important, and we advise people to say, you cannot put your laptop or your electronic devices where it is visible, where it can attract criminals.
Yes.
Please put them in a boot, make sure that the car is properly closed, physically check the car before you leave the car. Because one of the challenges that we have is that the car are being broken into, laptops, cell phones, wallets are being taken from the car as a result of people putting the devices where they are visible. So let's avoid that. Let's put them in a boat where we know that it's very safe. And don't forget to physically check the vehicle before you leave.
Yes. And no matter what time you may think you're going to spend at a shop, you think only I'm going to be inside for 5
That's
minutes.
true.
It's
Yeah.
very important to still make sure that your handbags, your electronic equipment is not visible from the outside.
That's true.
Even
That's
though
true.
some people think they're going to inside the shop for less than 2 minutes or less than 5 minutes, but when they come out, they find that it
It's
was
already done.
1 minute a crime can take place.
That's done. So, however, we as the management from the South African Police Service, we normally want to encourage our community to form part of the community policing forum known as the CPF. Let's have more CPF members coming from the community, so that some of the things we can liaise with the CPF, just to inform members of the community of the challenges or the successes that we make as a South African Police Service. So working together is one of the mandate that we as a South African Police Service, we need to engage our community. We need to build that relationship between the communities, the security forum, our business forum. So it's very important that we all come together and we work together from there going forward.
It's a good message from Sergeant Tumisang Moloto that residents should get involved with regards to your CPF, your local security companies, etc., and involve yourself in this wonderful project against the fight for the fight against crime.
That's true.
And any last words you would like to leave us with, Sergeant?
Well, I just want to thank the public for allowing us the opportunity to engage them. And also, I just want to make them aware that the police stations, they are operating 24 hours. Any suspicious activities or any criminal activities that they might experience, please let us know. Call us, or you can call 08600 10111. Then the police will make sure that the police, they arrive on time and they will get the assistance that is required.
Yeah, so even a minor issue that we may think like a suspicious vehicle, suspicious persons, etc., please do report it to the police on the number that Sergeant Tumisang has given you guys out there. And we thank Sergeant Tumisang Moloto for continuously coming to our studios and sensitizing our viewers, our listeners, our community at large, so that we can make informed decision when we have the information and we can act correctly in the fight against crime.
That's all.
Thank you, Sergeant, for coming into the studios, and thank you for disseminating this important information.
Thank you very much for